Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, everybody! Recruiting Animal here on January 2016. January 20th, 2016. And you know what? I live a sheltered life in a sheltered world. People tell me that, and maybe it's true. So my point of view, I'm telling you that because I'm admitting my point of view might be wrong, but it looks to me, it looks like these days the most active discussions about recruiting are taking place on Facebook. I have a Facebook group. You can find it at recruitingtricks.com. Jerry has a Facebook group. It's called Recruiters Who Make Placements. Maureen has a Facebook group. It's called Sourcers Unleashed. Jeremy Roberts has a Facebook group. It's called SourceCon. Recruiting Blogs has a Facebook group. It's called The Secret Sourcing Group. And even Jacob Madsen over in England has a Facebook group. Of course, it's called Recruitment Evolution. Not recruiting, recruitment. That's a sign that it's not in the new world. Anyway, those are all active groups, and they're the only ones that I know of, but there's probably others as well. Now, but I want to tell you something that I've noticed on my group. Not just, so now you know there's groups, but this is what I noticed. I allow people to post ads for recruiting jobs for free on my group, but the funny thing is that a lot of people who post ads for recruiters, they don't supply a link to the job description. They don't supply a link to their company. Usually they just post an email address. So if you want to do a little detective work, you can usually figure out what company they work for. And maybe that's deliberate. They're testing your sourcing skills and your drive by not posting any information. They want to see if you dig for it. Dig with a shovel before you email them. But you know what? I think it's stupid. It's stupid. There's no way for me as the manager of the group to tell if they're real people with real jobs or if they're scammers or even predators. Listen to this. On Monday, 2 days ago, a woman posted a job without even an email address. So I asked her in the comments to supply some more information. I said that even a link to her LinkedIn profile would be useful. And I noted that I tried to find her LinkedIn profile and was unable to do so. So she actually replied. She asked me if I searched a different version of her name than the one she uses on Facebook. She's got her first name and her last name, and her maiden name is the middle name. Sometimes people use that on Facebook, but on LinkedIn, they only use the first name and the married name. So I was smart enough to search that. And I said, yes, I did search it, but there were 25 people with that same name. So she said to me that I should have used the process of elimination to figure out who she was. And then, you know what? She left the group in a huff. She didn't apologize to me. She snubbed me. She shut the door on me. Now, I can't say that all recruiters are quite as stupid as her, but like I said, an awful lot of them don't think it's important to post much information in the ads they post, and I think that's pretty dumb. And if they want to argue about it, they can come and find me right here on Jerry. What show is this?
You know what show it is? It's the Recruiting Animal
Yeah.
goodness. I am so pumped up.
Oh, yeah, you didn't sound like it. You didn't sound like it.
Really?
Okay, thanks.
That's how you do me after what I think is perhaps one of my better shouts in months.
No, that's not what
You
he
slap me in the face.
You know what? I always, when you were doing the shout, I was thinking, would he put me down? And I said to myself, he sure would. So I decided I was going to do it to you. I was going to tell you the brutal truth. Okay?
Let's look. I don't like. Forget it. Let's move on.
Okay, I got a question for you. Do you wear hair gel?
Do I use product, as we call it? Of course. Gel.
Oh, yeah? Uh-huh.
Well,
Second question.
Welcome to 1975, John Travolta.
Okay. What do you wear on your feet when you're in the office?
Well, ever since I suffered from plantar fasciitis, I wear full-blown tennis shoes with extra arch support.
In the
Am I
office?
getting too personal?
No,
Is that too
not
much
really.
information?
But it wasn't as interesting as I thought it would be. Anyway, our guest today,
I
he
wear
wears hair
shoes.
gel. Our guest wears hair gel. He's got kind of that brush cut that's bigger in the center than it is on the sides, and it's all gelled up into a point. I think that's called a squirrel cut. But aside from that, I don't know him at all. I don't know what he wears on his feet, but I'm going to find out. Robbie Holt, Robert G. Holt, are you there?
I am right here.
Yeah, Jerry, can you hear him?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Can you hear me?
I can.
here.
Are you on a landline, Robbie?
No, sir. Don't own one of those.
Did you read the instructions? You know,
if you don't own it, you don't own it.
Well, you know, maybe a friend or a neighbor has a phone you could use while you're on the show, because you know what? We're going to have trouble hearing you, and that's not good. And I wonder how the people you do business with hear you, okay?
Well,
that's funny,
I
isn't
mean,
it? Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Not really. Did you bring a song? Did you come with a song at least?
I can sing a little bit.
What song?
Rap.
What song?
Country?
Name a song. Are you listening to me? We're off on the bad foot. What song? I can name a song. Here's one. Like a Virgin. Do you know it? Peggy Sue? I'm picking songs.
Yeah,
I got a list of songs now with moronically easy lyrics, so anybody can sing them, even if they've never heard it before.
Virgin.
You ready,
Maureen? I've got my assistant here.
Okay.
I'm ready.
I got Kay Maples. Kay Maples.
I'm ready.
With me
Whatever
too.
you want to
She's got
do.
a real high voice.
Maureen, do you know Like a Virgin?
Yeah, of course I know that.
Okay,
From the 80s?
just Like a
Are you
Virgin
kidding?
touch for the very first time,
Okay.
like a virgin when your heart beats next to mine. Okay,
Like
I'm
a
going to count to
virgin.
3.
Okay.
Robbie,
Let's
are
go.
you ready? Are you
I'm
ready?
Robbie's
Okay,
ready.
1, 2, 3. Like a virgin.
Like a virgin.
Oh, yeah,
Touch for the very first
time. I'm like a virgin. When your heart beats
next to mine.
love. I don't know the rest. Anybody else?
Why don't you put this stuff out early so we can get the lyrics and we can
Did you
entertain
cover
folks
Touched
on the
for
show?
the very first time?
Strangling a cat.
Touched for the very first time?
For the very first time.
Yeah.
The
You know
very
what?
first time.
I got. What about Peggy Sue? Yeah, that's easy to sing. But let's move on now, okay? Okay, Robert.
Anybody have a birthday?
Nope. Anybody have a C++ contractor that wants to work in Fort Wayne, Indiana for a year and a half?
There you go.
Call in if you want. If you have a guy for Jerry, please call in. He'll do a split with you. Okay, so this guy's name is Robert G. Holt, Holt, and that's his Twitter address as well, Robert G. Holt, and he says he's a recruiter. He calls himself an executive recruiting consultant, and he says my goal is to offer world-class contract, temp-to-perm, and permanent placement services. What does world-class mean in concrete terms, Robert?
It means I'm very passionate. So, most of it's bullshit. Okay, so it is what it is. It's passionate and it's recruiting services, right? All the great terminology. In essence.
You actually,
all of the
you know what? I was looking for a little. You say on LinkedIn that it means you're providing top performing talent under the most demanding deadlines who meet and exceed expectations. And I was going to ask about an experience you've had with a demanding deadline in which you met or exceeded expectations. Do you have any examples?
Okay, absolutely. So I tell you what, the very first position I had, knew nothing about recruiting, was with GRN. I don't know if you guys are familiar, Global Recruiters Network. Got a job. It's been in sales now forever.
Side note, that's our friend Andy Gregory is a GRN member.
Oh, didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, got a job down in Huntsville, Alabama, and walked in, and they do the basically you're on a 3-month period where you have 3 months to produce or you're gone. Straight commission, that type of thing. So it's make 100 calls a day. You're calling random folks, and then after 3 months, and it's a straight commission gig. So you're calling random companies, nothing. It's a junk desk, man. So I called the company. It's a financial services company down in Mobile, and I'm like, hey man, I've got your man. That's basically it. Well, do you have found a company, and they did they did record keeping, basically a little small company, and they needed an operations manager. Do you have it, Robert? Absolutely, we got it, man. Got your man. All right. So he said, well, I need to present your man to my CEO. Can you write me a description? Can you write me a job description? Sure. Okay, hell, I'm Googling, what does this do? Blah, blah, blah. So send it to him the next day, follow up. Finally, after following up, bugging the crap out of this guy, after a couple of weeks, he calls me, and I'm leaving the parking garage. And, of course, all the cars are leaving, honking, whatever. And I'm barely hearing. He says, "Hey, Robert, listen, I'm gonna give you a shot here. We don't need this operations manager. What I need is a senior VP of ops. Can you do it?" Look, hey Jim, man, I got you, man. Shoot, yeah. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, how much does this position pay? All right, it pays $200K. I nearly fell out. I'm like, oh my goodness, yes. All right, so he starts rattling all this stuff off. They got to have, this, and this. So anyway, I'm trying to write this down as I'm leaving the parking garage, whatever. I mean, I worked this 2 weeks straight. Basically, I try to call a little bit here, there, or the other, but I am diving in on this. 25% commission, and of course, I get my 25% of that 25%. But anyway, I'm just counting the numbers. This is what I'm going to get. So I luckily find a guy over in Georgia that fits the bill, man. And he's interested. Everything goes smooth. Get the guy down there, interviews. They love him, the whole 9 yards. I'm like, this is a freaking piece of cake, boy, and a heavy commission, all right? Well, goes back, and, of course, we all know the story, counteroffer, right? Ends up, the guy has his daughters are in college in Georgia, and they're on this Holt scholarship, and they get college paid for free. Of course, they want him to relocate down to Mobile, Alabama, which then he would have to pay for college at that point if he moved. I didn't ask the questions, right? I mean, I didn't know to ask the questions. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So, long story short is the guy was just ticked off. Well, how did you not know about his daughter? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. I ended up finding another lady in Boston. It took me about another month to find somebody else, but it taught me, obviously taught me the value of asking the questions and whatever. But I guess what I'm saying is, it's a tough road. Most people would have probably quit. I wanted to quit then, and within that realm, it also taught me too that 25% commission wasn't worth a damn. I wanted 100%
Hey,
commission.
can I jump in just real quick here, Rob? I'd like to got to do a wellness check on animal. Animal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Wow. It's not like when Grandma hasn't called me for a couple of days. I'm concerned.
Look, he didn't answer the question, but that's one of the first times ever when I asked somebody to tell a story about a place.
He had one.
He actually told a story. He dragged it out a bit, but he told a story, right?
I liked it.
Congratulations. I know people are wondering, when's he going to interrupt? But I thought, I'll give them a break. And I'll tell you what, when I don't interrupt, they get mad. When I don't interrupt, they get mad. Now, here's something else that Jerry suggested to me. He said that since you're talking about the nature of recruiting in your first job, Jerry said about 6 years ago that...
Stop it.
Oh, what?
We've been dead. I did not say anything 6 years ago.
Okay. Let me just ask you, Rob, is recruiting a sales job or a marketing job?
It's both. It's both.
Why is it marketing?
It's
How
both.
is it marketing? How is agency recruiting marketing? Because somebody I know once said that it wasn't. And there's a guy named Greg Savage in Australia who says it is.
Well, it's marketing because you've got. Well, I guess it depends on the agency you work for, but I mean, if you go to an agency that says here's a computer, here's a phone, and go get them Tiger, I mean, you got to go get it. You got to market.
Is that marketing or sales? Is that sales or marketing?
Well, it's yeah.
You don't know the difference.
Marketing.
Okay. Hold on. No. You're not going to get a free ride again. I'm going to steer this show, okay? Now, I saw on your LinkedIn profile that you used to be an insurance salesman. Is that right? Yes or no?
That is correct. That is
okay.
correct.
So you have had sales training. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Do you use sales training in your recruiting? Do you use sales techniques? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Now, one of the sales techniques I've read about is getting people to say yes a lot on really easy things just so they get in the habit, and then you ask them a hard thing, and they're, something they might object to, but they're just so used to saying yes, they nod their heads and say yeah. Is that something you use? Like, do you love your children? Yeah, of course I do. And then you say,
no.
You want a job. No, why not?
No, I just don't have time for that, man. I move on.
You move on. Well, what sales techniques do you use, actually?
I pick a big funnel of qualified candidates that I look at ahead of time, and I go down the list. Here's the position I'm looking to recruit for. You look like a good candidate. Does it look like a good one for you? Are you open? What are you looking for? No. Okay, bye. Next.
That's it. Okay, so tell us your cold call.
That's it.
How do you contact people by first contact? Phone, email, text?
Email, LinkedIn, Boolean search. Usually, pick a pool of 100 or so and start there.
Okay, you got to listen to my questions. I didn't ask how you source them. I asked once you've got your list, you said, how do you contact them? How do you make your first contact? By email?
His answer was legit.
I did answer it, man. I reached out to him.
He answers it by Boolean search, Jerry? Does that make sense to you? He answers by Boolean search. That's the way he makes his first contact.
I see, once again, why we are kicking your ass.
There is a connect button, and then you can also find their email address. I thought you knew that. But anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, Maureen. Are you on my side? Did the guy answer the question, or did you sign off already?
I'm always on your side.
Okay. Did he answer the question?
Not really.
Yeah, okay.
He said he even laid a little bit of his groundwork expanding on not only your question of how do you contact them, he backed it up a little bit by saying where he finds these people and then how he contacts them. I heard the whole answer.
We'll rely on
Don't be so myopic, dude.
What do you prefer? What's your preferred? Do you have a preferred method of first contact when you're recruiting people?
Good question.
Yes.
What is it?
Well, I either one of two ways, man. I either connect with them directly on LinkedIn, or B, I'll find their email address, which is easy, and send them an email.
Okay,
or
so phone is
or
not your
C,
preferred method.
listen,
Is that right?
Or C, I'll call them. You know, they're call the company. I do not prefer that first, though.
You know what? I'm going to have to corner you. What do you do most of the time? Email, in-mail, or phone?
I do no email, mostly email.
What percentage? Let me nail it down. What percentage of your first contacts are done by email?
96.8%.
Oy vey, there's the answer.
Mhm.
You could have had that 5 minutes ago. Okay, so what do you say in that email?
I answered it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, sure you did. Now, what do you say in that email?
Well, you've got a limited amount of words. Here's the position. I'd like your input. Please email me. Hurry. That's
Okay.
it.
Like your input, like you just offer wanting some advice.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, Jimmy.
Feedback. It means the same as feedback, Jerry. I'll take this guy's stance.
It doesn't mean feedback. It says I'm looking for your advice.
What do you think about this? That's what he means.
I've got a position
it's clear
in
to
your
me.
area. I'd like to seek your input. Please email me at this.
All right.
And I'd like to and I would like to connect. Thank you.
What's your response rate? What's your response rate?
About 30.
30%? And what do you do?
Sure.
Now, do you try to get those people who don't respond? What do? Do you go back to them, but with another email, or what happens?
Yeah, if they don't respond, then usually I get enough to where I'm off and running anyway. But if I don't, then I'll go back and the ones that don't connect, then I'll go back and clear those up. I mean, I'll pull back the connect invitation, and I mean, if I don't get response, then I can go back again and do the extra work in the evening and find their email address and shoot them a direct email. Then you got unlimited words, and then shoot them you can shoot them to the description or whatever.
Okay, so now I'm understanding in-mail. In-mail is your major
not in-mail,
way of contact.
A connection, not in-mail, connection.
Oh, you connect
in-mail.
with them on LinkedIn, and then you send a message as part of the connect request. Is that right?
Connect request. That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. So when you are sending these messages, you don't spend a lot of time personalizing it. It's very general. Is that right?
No, I personalize it, but it's general.
How do you personalize?
Hi, Harry.
Okay.
And
yeah.
then
Okay.
go with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that
Great.
the subject line? What is your subject line?
There is no subject line.
Okay.
On a connect. I mean,
Yeah.
so look, guys, what I'm saying is, man,
No,
I do
I
my
understand.
Boolean search through the. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How good are you at Boolean search? Did you take classes in it? What's your skill level?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I mean, not a great level. I'd say medium.
Okay,
not expert, but good
who did
enough. I don't care about it being an expert.
Okay. Who did you study with? What courses did you take?
I took it. We took a class when I was down in Tallahassee through MRI. I can't even think of the company, but it was a week-long class.
Oh, really? A week?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What's that?
Jerry, I don't think I'm revealing
Me?
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
I'm not revealing a secret, I guess, when you say that after 2 hours on LinkedIn, they told you were shut out. Is that okay?
Yeah, it was weird. No, and I wasn't shut out. After just doing just a couple of searches just yesterday, because I'm not on there every day, all day long.
Yeah.
Did a few searches, and it said, you're almost out of searches. You've got 30% left. I did one more search, and then it said, you're down to 20%. So they really, really squeezed what they let you do for free.
Yeah, free is over, man. Those days, the good old days are over. That's absolutely right. That is all new within the last 2 months, I believe. People like me, my old system of what I've just told y'all. They've sliced my balls off, man.
So everybody is saying, hey, don't pay for LinkedIn, just X-ray it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's,
You just go to Google. And do site:/LinkedIn.com, and you can basically do the same thing. You just got to do a couple more steps.
Mhm. Cool. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions before I go on? Maureen, I'll just point out. I think the way this guy talks, it's kind of roundabout, but it's good old boy friendly. I like it.
Listening to it. Yeah, I like listening to it.
I think that helps.
Maureen is a lonely woman, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
I think
tell us some more stories, Rob, Maureen.
When I get lonely, I can always call people up and talk to them, listen to them on the phone.
Or email them.
No, Maureen.
No, I don't email them.
Just like how British accents kind of turn some girls on, I think his kind of way of talking, his accent.
I could sit and listen to that all day long.
I think it relaxes people.
I'm uncomfortable with this direction here, folks.
No, let's talk about this. There are some voices that people will listen to more willingly than other voices.
Okay. Now, and I think he's got something. Now,
he does.
There is a sales technique that I think works in recruiting. If you're calling someone up and they're kind of interested, but they're a passive candidate, they're really not looking, you can use the puppy dog close on them and say, look, why don't you just go out and take a look at this job? So it's not like you've nailed the guy. Some people say you got to nail the candidate down in advance, find out exactly how much money they're willing to accept. Don't send them out unless they're willing to accept an offer. No, if it's a hard-to-fill job, you get somebody on the line who's kind of curious. You say, look, I'm not going to put any obligation on you. Just go out and have a chat with these guys. See what's there. Then maybe you'll be interested. Does anybody agree with me, Robert Holt, that the puppy dog close is useful in recruiting?
Big time. Love that. I mean, I use it all the time. And, especially on phone interviews, what do you have to lose, man? I mean, you don't know what you don't know until you try, right? And people, what do you have to lose besides time? And so that works for me a lot, and especially when it comes to recommending others. A lot of times on these searches too. These folks who are willing to help you out. I mean, if they know they can trust you, and they know you're legitimate and you're not just in it to use them. You're actually building I guess a network.
Yeah. We're getting it. How do they know that?
You mean in it for self-interest?
How do they know you're not self-centered?
Y'all like stories. So let me give you a story. All right. Like another story. If it's not too off the beaten path or whatever. Well, hell, it is off the beaten path. And this is a legitimate damn story. All right. So I split a deal. Well, I was in a deal here over Christmas just recently to split a deal with another recruiter and with a local company. And the guy's like, oh man. They need an electrical engineer, Huntsville, Alabama, right by the airport. And so I went and sourced the position, okay, rounded, same thing I just told you guys of what I did, rounded up 3 electrical engineers. Now, the tricky part was it was $65,000 for an electrical engineer, okay? This one guy worked
$60,000.
God,
in Alabama?
In Alabama. Now,
goodness.
Look, the one guy called me every 2 days. He worked at frickin' Walmart, okay? He said, Robert, what's up with the job? Robert, what's up with the job? I'm like, I do not know, man. The damn guy's not calling me back. Well, I got tired of dealing with the guy. I wouldn't call him the client, right? So I got tired of dealing with him. Hell, I just called the client. And he said, well, he's out for lunch. Okay, well, hell, I just drove down there. And so I said, finally the guy came to the door. I met him out there in the lobby. He said, man, we don't have a contract with them. I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. And so the guy's like, no. He said, he's been calling all the time. Oh, man, I was ready to go down there and kick his ass, dude. I mean, it is what it is. So I said, you know what? Here is this guy's resume. He works at Walmart. He's a hell of an electrical engineer. Interview him, hire him if you want to, and I don't need anything from it. But use me as a recruiter if you need one in the future. And 2 days later, he hires the guy. Don't make one damn cent on it. I should have made $12,000 on it.
So hold on. Let me start asking you some questions. Okay, hold on a second. Wait a second.
Yeah.
So you did a split with a guy who didn't even have a real job order. He was just using you to find candidates that he could market to this company. Yes or no?
Exactly. Yes.
And how did you happen to come across this split partner that was no good?
I knew him from high school.
Oh, you know what? I had a so-called friend, and he screwed me as well. And Jerry, he also had a bad experience. So it happens, and you actually knew the guy. Now, I got to ask you a question. Why did you tell the client that you would take absolutely no money, just so you could deliver for that candidate?
Correct.
Okay, well, I think that was a noble thing to do. Does anybody disagree with that? Does anybody think he was stupid at that point?
Stupid is your favorite word. We don't call people stupid out here, Animal. Ill-advised, maybe.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't say stupid. I think it's good.
Hold on a second.
I like
Jose Watson, it's not the same story as when you left the computer. It just sounds like it's the same story, okay?
Excuse me. Young Jose
okay?
Watson.
Yeah, Jose's got a show, and I thought he's got a show that's pretty good. He's going to get his old candidates who he rejected to come back and give him reviews in front of the world, right? But, he did his initial show. It was only his first show, but he told a drawn-out story as well. And I told him he should compress his story, plan it a little more, compress it. But then he comes back a day later, and he's criticizing somebody else for what he does. Hey. Okay? But that's Robert. He's got a point. Young Jose Watson says you should make the stories a bit tighter. Get to the point a little faster. Maybe you can't. Maybe that's...
Jose has retracted his comments.
Okay. The cat's out of the bag. Okay. How do you reject
young
candidates?
JW.
How do you reject candidates, Robert? You got somebody good. Well, you got an electrical engineer. He's pretty good. But the company decides they don't want him. What do you do? What do you say to him?
All right, I'm sorry. Say it again.
You have an electrical engineer. He's one of your candidates for the company.
Yep.
You send him out.
Yep.
You think he's got a fair shot at it, but the company rejects him. What do you say?
Okay.
Do you give some full feedback? What do you say to the candidate who got rejected?
Yeah, I want to know why. If they just said he's no good, I would like to know why. I'd like to know why they rejected him. So
and they would say, well, he just doesn't fit. He just doesn't fit.
I would tell the candidate he's not a fit, and that's
just
it. And then I would want to know what I missed so I could get them a better damn candidate.
Yeah. But so you don't give the full details to the candidate. Is that right?
No, I do. I absolutely do.
So tell us the story.
I'm not going to spend an hour with them. I'm going to say, hey man, you missed out because of this, and this. We'll find you a better fit. It's it. Next.
Well, you can't. How do you know you're going to find him a better fit? Number one, and number two, what if he or she comes back and says, Robbie, I don't agree with you about that. I am a good fit, and they'll never find anybody better than me. What are you going to say?
Well, I'm sorry. Next, suck. I don't know, man. We all don't get everything we want. Santa Claus is in December.
Move along.
Is that what you would actually say to the guy? Santa Claus is in December. We don't get anything we want. Suck it up. Grow up.
If they harass me, you damn right.
Okay.
I want to work for Rob. He's my new hero. Are you hiring?
We never asked Robbie, what kind of people do you place?
Engineers, usually automotive a lot right now. So
Walmart greeters.
Yeah, hell, if they hire a bunch of them, sure. They're closing down Walmart.
You've obviously recruited in different fields. I read your LinkedIn profile. You've done other people besides automotive engineers. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I'll do some split. I'll split with anybody.
No, I'm not talking about splits. I'm on a good phone, okay? Maybe you can't hear me. But I'm asking. So now you're placing people who are engineers and other technical people in the automotive field. You told us that.
Right.
But I looked at your LinkedIn profile, and you've worked with other types of industries and candidates as well. Am I right?
That is correct.
Okay. Do you notice any difference between the different industries and the different candidates? Who's best to, do you have a preferred area, and why?
Yeah, I like you're talking about an industry. I like automotive because they get it, man. They get the recruiting industry. They've all usually have been recruited, and so then when they become in the management, the supervisory roles, then they automatically go directly to recruiters to bring to bring their staff up. I mean, it's just an automatic response. They don't have to be sold, I guess, as you go back to that part.
And have you worked in industries where the people aren't so oriented towards recruiters and they have to be sold?
Yes.
Which ones?
Well, I guess when I was in plastics, medical, and not necessarily, they have been brought up in it, but it's hard to break in the door, right? I mean, unless you're already in there, you've got to go through corporate, and you've got to be in at the right time. You've got to wait on that one period of time in the year. It's just a bunch of red tape BS, man.
Okay. I got the message.
So
anybody else want to ask Robbie a question? Anybody else got a question for Rob?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead, Maureen.
I have a question. Yeah, when you just said that, I'm wondering, are there more men in automotive than in other industries that you're dealing with in recruiting?
As far as the candidates, or as far as hiring managers or recruiters?
I was going to go with yes.
Yeah, you would
I'll
go
take what is yes for 200, Alex?
Jerry's question. Move on to
in
Jerry's
the
question.
HR organization itself.
It's so like the automotive plants.
Mhm. Why do you find it easier to deal? Why do they get it more? Why do they get it more?
We don't know, and that doesn't matter. Jerry's
that's
question.
No, it does
weird.
matter. I want to
getting
ask
weird.
this question. He's answering. Let me answer.
Let's pick it up.
Yeah,
Let's
no. Well over 90%.
Well over 90% what?
All men. So a woman.
Let him answer.
Jerry, your question. Jerry's
no,
question.
let him answer.
No.
He answered.
He said no place for
You're
ladies.
afraid of this answer. You're afraid of this question, and you're afraid of this answer.
He answered the question.
He did answer the question.
Jeez.
I can't hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All men.
Okay, wait a minute, everybody.
A woman recruiter.
90%.
The little lady would like some clarification.
Robert, look at me.
Yes.
Look at me. Okay?
I'm looking.
Do the
right
HR departments in automotive companies have a lot of women in them, or are they primarily staffed? They have women in the HR department?
Women.
Okay.
All women.
Next question. Do you happen to know something you didn't tell us, because you've told us something already? Is there something you didn't tell us about the reasons why the people in the automotive field are oriented to recruiters and why it's easier to break in to that market? It's less formal than let's say the pharmaceutical or biohealth. Do you have any more background about the reasons why they're more recruiter friendly?
Well, because the HR women don't make the decisions. It's the men on the production lines and stuff that make the decisions. I mean, so they're walked back to HR to say hire this. They're just rounding up the herd, man. So now you've got to get approved through them and so forth. But these guys were all hired back then. So if you can hire a plant manager, then they're the ones that are hiring all of the different department heads, and you're cooking with gas, okay? And so, the key ingredient is if you can hire that plant manager, then you've got the 8 guys, the eight or so department head, the maintenance manager, whatever.
Yeah, okay, next one. Jerry's question. Maureen, I'm sorry, that's the best you're going to get from me. Okay, Jerry.
in the fantastic write-up that you read at the beginning of the show, Animal,
Yeah.
I think that I heard Rob does contract, temp-to-perm, and direct placement.
Yeah.
Are you doing all those things, or are you mostly a direct placement guy that'll place a contractor, or half and half? What's the story there, Rob?
Well, so the majority of my career has been direct placement, firm placement, and then the last 3 months of the prior year was majority contracts.
Oh.
And I worked a small term gig through a company called Onan Staffing, and it was all contract.
So you place contractors, and did they work for you, or they worked for them, or are you the employer? What's the scoop there?
Yeah, no. It was under their contract.
Okay, gotcha. Was that temp to hire or straight up contract projects?
It was both.
Okay.
And why were you asking that
wondered.
question, Jerry? What was your intent? What did you want to find out?
I found out what I wanted to find out. He's mostly a direct placement guy.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. Would you present?
And I did direct placement as well, but it was predominantly contract.
Okay, cool. Well, what kind
Rob,
of people?
What's that?
What kind of talent people?
HVAC. Yeah, HVAC. All the way down to numbers, man. Banquet servers. Customer service. All the way up to, like I said, technical positions, welders, HVAC folks, all of that.
Okay. Cool, thanks.
Okay, Rob, do your clients make unrealistic demands, or do they give you unrealistic requirements quite often or infrequently? What's the story with that?
Yeah, some try, and if you qualify it well, then you just have to move on.
What do you mean, move on? Reject them?
Time is the crucial element, man. If it's unfillable, or the compensation is just not there, are you going to spend all your time working on a position that you just cannot fill? Or you just say, I just can't fill it, and you have to be honest with them and move on.
So you tell them, you say, Miss Manager or Mr. Manager, this doesn't sound like a fillable position for this reason. Do you want to change that? Is that what you say?
Right, I will say that. That's right.
And if they say no, sorry.
I can't help you with that one.
Okay, you actually reject them. How often does that happen?
Right.
Do you know?
Fairly often, man. Fairly often.
Really? So you're willing to walk away. You see walking away from certain job orders as a key part of the position. Is that right?
That is right.
Okay, but what about these people who say they break into companies by going there and say, give me your hardest to fill job. Give me the job.
That's ridiculous. I will say that's stupid.
Well, and that has happened. Listen, that has happened with me at GRN. That's happened with me at MRI and every other one. They'll take every one of them and promise right to the client's, the hiring manager's face, and hey, yeah, man, yep, and they'll go right back to their whiteboard, and lump it up there and put it on the bottom of the list and not even look at it again. I don't do that. I'm going to tell you, if I take the job, okay, I'm going to actually work on it. And so if I don't take, I'm not going to take it if I'm not going to work on it. It's just the bottom line, because I don't want to have to answer to it or even look at it if I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it if it's not a real job.
Now, you know what? Sometimes you read websites where they're complaining about recruiters, and one of the things that stood out for me was, here's why people hate recruiters. They try to get you to accept a job that's 2 levels below your current position. In other words, they're just trying to shoehorn you into a position for their own benefit. It doesn't really suit you. Do you think that's true of recruiters in general? You already told us it's not true of you.
I think that could be true. Sure, it's on occasion, and I think some candidates, if they're in a dead end job, they might be open to that. If it's a company where they think they can grow, I mean, it's up to the individual. I mean, that's up to, it's up to them. The recruiter just introduces the role, man. They don't need to rely totally on the recruiter. They're just
you're
the
answering a
matchmaker.
different question. You're answering a different question. Okay, but you know what?
I don't think he was answering a different question. I understood what he was saying there.
Of course you didn't, because I did. Okay, if I say it's white, you say
No,
it's black.
no. I'm just saying you asked him.
Okay, it's like
Let's
the
take a quick
dialect
vote.
thing.
Everybody else, did you think that he was answering the question Animal asked, and did you understand what he was saying?
Well, I understood what he was saying.
Everybody's bailed.
Nobody
I'm
knows.
here, but I didn't hear it.
Talk.
I wasn't.
No, hold on. Brenda Brenda.
Yeah, she's talking. Open her up. Make sure she's open.
She says there's an echo on the show. Nobody else has been complaining about it.
I'm not hearing it.
I don't hear it. Okay, so do you do your own business development? Do you bring in your own new customers, Robert?
So, yeah, right, I do.
Oh, I do hear that echo. She's right.
How?
He's on speakerphone.
Are you on a speakerphone, Robert?
I am. You want to pull it off?
Oh, good call, Jerry.
Let the ears of a champion
guide
the rest of the show.
Robert,
All right.
get off the speakerphone. Get off that speakerphone.
No, hold on. It sounds okay.
Okay, how is now? I mean,
leave it to Brenda and Jerry. But Brenda called it first.
She did.
Brenda didn't know what it was.
Get off the speakerphone.
She called it an echo.
Off the speakerphone.
I'll bet she knew what it was.
I just want the world to know I write this stuff out so I don't have to beg them beforehand.
Show's going off the train tracks.
They don't care. Okay, business development. Before the show's over, how do you handle it? How do you bring in new customers?
Well, in essence, I do a couple of things. So if it's business development roles are a lot of what I like to go after because, a lot of times business development are the easiest ones to pick up. The companies that want to expand, they need a sales guy, okay? So I think they're the easiest ones to break into a new company and get. So, I do like everybody else. I'll go to Indeed and find out, okay, who's looking for a new business development guy. And so pick the company that looks like they're kind of on the move and aggressive and whatever, and then I'll pick up the phone and see if I can break in there. And with that being said, use the old sales. Hey, man, look, I think I've got your guy. I've been in this industry for a bit. I'm well connected and this and that and the other. And let me meet and show you some. What I like to do is show them, and I will spoof out a couple of resumes and show them some guys that I represent, and see if it meets with what they're looking for.
Okay,
if not,
hold on a second.
Okay,
hold on
cool.
a second.
Show me
hold
what
on
it
a
is you're
second.
looking for.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second, please. Let's go back to Indeed. You say you look up some companies that are looking for sales reps, and then you pick from those companies the ones that seem to be on the move. How do you decide which company's on the move?
Well, they've got a couple of different positions.
They'll tell you.
They've got a couple of different positions that they've got posted. Right, that's number one.
Okay, number two question. Number one? What's your number two? Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Well, they've got a couple of different positions, and they'll have it in their verbiage, within there. They're growing, expanding, and all that kind of type thing. You can tell.
Before you call the company, would you do research on them?
Not much.
No, that's not necessary.
Not much.
Okay, but
how
do you get?
It's not necessary. I don't know if it's not necessary, but I'm not going to do a whole bunch of research on a company that's not going to hire me anyway, man. I mean, I know people that'll do a whole bunch of research on a company that's never going to hire them. I'll do a bunch of research on a company that's going to hire
me. It's what we call ABD syndrome. Anything but dial. Sit there doing research hour after hour. Anything but dial.
Right.
Okay. How do you decide who you're going to talk to in the company?
Show.
Robert, how do you decide?
I didn't. I'm here.
How do you decide who you're going to talk to in the company?
Okay, so it depends on the role. So
Can I get a room, Jerry?
if they're hiring business development, then I'll go back to the LinkedIn, man. So I'll look up sales, business development, see who pops up. If it's a huge company, if it's a small company, I'm
we
going
can do it
to
on the
top.
back channel.
I mean, owner, president, that type of thing. If it's a huge company, or if it's a large company, obviously you want to go to VP of business. I mean, I want to go to the top of that department.
How do you get through to that person?
Down.
In a senior person, how do you get through? Receptionist answers, who are you? What do you say?
Well, there's a couple of different ways of going about it. I just kind of have to play it by ear, usually. I mean, a lot of times that's where I start having to kind of play it by ear, then I'll start doing a little bit of research. If I start getting the kind of warm and fuzzy, I'll see who they're linked in with. I may reach out to that person saying, hey, man, listen, I would like to get in with this company. Do you mind if I say I'm going to call on your behalf? Do you mind putting in a good word for me? So I try to make I see if anything's posted out there, if they've got a news article. So I try to have some kind of an in or something. If there's just absolutely nothing, I'll always go with, listen, I know you're looking for a business development guy, and I've got a guy right here that.
Yeah, you know
I'd
what?
like to introduce
you didn't answer my question. The receptionist says, why do you want to talk to him? And you say, I'm a headhunter.
If it's a receptionist, I'm working on usually I've called after hours and left a message, okay? And so with that being said, so I'm calling Jim back on a project that I'm working on. Can I speak with him now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you
right?
use
and that's not a lie.
voicemail. Voicemail is your first mode of contact. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah? You don't sound certain about that. Is that right?
I said yes.
Okay.
I said yes.
Okay, I'm not clear about something. Do you find candidates, when you see a job on Indeed, before you call, do you actually call some candidates and say, are you interested in this position? I'm going to present you. You call?
No.
Okay, but you say you go
what
in.
was that question again?
Does he go in when he's making his marketing call to a new business he wants to work with? Does he get some candidates to market to them? It sounded like he does, but he says he doesn't call up anybody and say, "Are you interested?" Do you find people on
who
LinkedIn?
would do that?
Right.
Where'd you get that question?
Well, because most new business development from recruiters is done by marketing candidates. Jerry,
But you're not going to call the candidate and say, "Hey, I'm going to market you to a company I'm not recruiting for. Are you interested?"
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
No. Sometimes you get permission from the
No,
candidate.
you don't.
You know
you
what?
get permission to market to a company from a candidate? No, you don't.
You know what?
Nobody does.
Candidates are interested in getting to the hiring manager. So if you can tell a candidate that you can get him in front of a hiring manager, I think a lot of candidates would cooperate with that plan.
But that's not what Animal's saying, Maureen. I mean, I understand you're kind of on his team, but
Animal
asked, you see a job posted on the internet. Animal wants to know, do you call a candidate and say, "Hey, candidate, do I have your permission to call this job that I see plastered all over the internet and tell them I'm a recruiter and I place people like you and see if they want to use me as an agency?" That was Animal's question.
Yeah, they're not my
You mean
client
just any
yet, but I'm gonna go
candidate?
ahead and ask you if it's cool to,
Is that what you're saying, Michael?
Admit it. It was a lame question.
Is that what you're saying, Michael?
Yeah, that was his question.
Yeah.
So when they tell me no, you can go ahead and call them, and and I'm just wasting my time.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking about that.
We're losing track.
Maybe it could work. Yeah, I am usually on his
Derek
side.
Zeller telling me to put a rein on you and Jerry, okay?
Yeah, you can put a rein on me. Disconnect me. Hit the X button. I dare you. You won't do it.
Do I have to go to extremes in order to get control back of the show? Do I have to? Robert, is there anything really interesting?
I'll put myself on mute.
I'm sorry.
No. I got another question, but is there anything really interesting in the last few minutes that I haven't asked you that you think I should have asked?
No, this has been fun. I like it.
Well, I'm not done yet. It sounds like you
Oh,
use persuasion. If you call up somebody and say, I'm working on this position, and the person says, Rob, I'm not interested, sounds like you try to get them interested. Am I right or wrong about that?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Can you tell me, do you have a story about that?
I do have. All right, I will say this. I do like to do this, and this only works locally. If you can't get somebody to answer the call, right, and it's got to be local, you've got to flip it around to where when you leave a message, and I'm a 3-call limit, and that matter of fact, it's pretty much a 2-call, because if they're not going to if you left a message once and twice, after 3 times, I mean, it's pretty much over anyway. But so on that third time or the second time, what you want to probably say is, look, I'm going to be in that area, and so I'm just going to come on by, and I'll see you there at 1 o'clock unless I hear from you that, to not come by. And here's my number, and otherwise I'll see you at 1.
I like
type
it.
of thing. Now, you will get a call.
Ballsy.
I like it.
Very ballsy.
But what if that's not what
I can't believe you would not do that, Jerry. You would not do that?
Absolutely not.
Oh, I'm surprised.
It works, man. It really does.
Yeah, sure it would work.
But
you ever had those guys knock on your door with a vacuum cleaner in hand?
He told me he was coming.
Well, no, when you go at 1 o'clock, you're like, look, I called. I got it. Hey, yeah, absolutely. I'm here to see whoever at 1 o'clock. They didn't call.
It might work with a southern accent. Up here in the Midwest, they don't want me dropping by.
Rob, what I meant was different. I meant on the phone. Let's say you said you've recruited people in Boston.
Send a picture of
call
yourself,
somebody
Jerry.
up in Boston about a job in
Use your looks.
Okay, I just learned how to say Mobile. Okay,
I'm only 9 months old. I'd like to stop by at 1 o'clock.
It's the last question. Can you save it till Jerry's show?
Need somebody to let me in.
Hey.
I can't hear you.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, man.
I gotta mute someone. I'm gonna do what Dirt Diver told me to, just for a minute.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I can't ask a question. Dirt Diver, I took your advice. Okay, Rob, are you still there?
I am.
Okay, so I cut those two off just for a second. Now, if you call somebody up in Boston about a position in Mobile, and they say, Rob, I'm willing to go to the South, but I don't think this is a position for me. What will you say? What will you say?
Come on down to God's country. Exactly what I would say. And
you'll try to talk to me.
I swear to the dear Lord, I said that story that I first started this call with, the replacement that I got for the guy from Georgia, that is the very first thing that I said to the lady who happened to be from Boston. She's a financial services lady. That when I first got on the call to her, I told her that. And of course, eventually she took the position. She was down there for 3.5 years.
Really?
And the position was down in Mobile, and she was from Boston. At State, she worked for State Street. And I said, come down to God's country, down to the beach. And she was from Boston, and dealing with the rat race and whatever. And that's exactly what I said. She, come to live life the way it's meant to be, whatever. And of course, you got to get her mind away from the South and all the issues with thinking, oh my goodness, if you've never been to the South before, and think, man, this is laid back, relaxing. You got to, so.
Okay, I can't
take
believe
the positives.
I can't. Everybody's there. All the mics are open again. I can't believe I didn't get this guy off the speakerphone until the very end of the show. Unbelievable.
It sounded fine the whole time.
It wasn't bad at all.
No, it didn't. It sounded much better just now. Jerry, are you doing an after show?
Am I allowed to?
Yes, you are.
I mean, the way you put me in the corner there, a little bit of humor at the end. And, it must be an American thing. You Canadians are pretty uptight.
Rob, I enjoyed meeting you with you. You're a nice guy, and I enjoyed having a chat with you. We're going on to Jerry's show. The guest and I can participate.
Can I ask him a quick question before he goes?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Rob, what do you know about the Orange Beach, Alabama area?
I used to live there. Love it. Awesome place. Yeah.
Is that the Riviera?
A couple of years ago.
That's right.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, for spring break, we stayed on Perdido Key.
Yeah, right.
And we loved the place that we stayed, but the particular condo that we stayed in is not available for our spring break week. Well, I was looking, and there's a new place called the Turquoise. I don't know how new it is. It's new to me.
Jerry's a big vacation.
This is my after show, Animal.
No, but
1 o'clock.
It's
my time.
No, I'm going to play your music, and then But Rob, don't hang up. You're going to talk to Jerry on his after show, okay? So stay there for a second. Jerry's going to reintroduce you. Robert G. Holt, thank you. Where's the music?
Where's the music? Yeah, so we saw this place new to us, the Turquoise, that's in Orange Beach, or on Orange Beach.
Right.
It looks like it's, 9 or 10 miles west of where we stayed on Perdido Key. Is it a really busy area? Perdido was really laid back, not a whole bunch of touristy kind of stuff, but I'm looking for maybe a little more for my kids to do.
Okay.
But is Orange Beach pretty touristy? I'm just not looking for the spring break where, it's kids standing around doing keg stands and beer bongs.
No, man. Orange Beach is perfect because I lived in Orange Beach. I mean, I lived in Orange Beach, and I lived in Panama. I mean, Panama City. Obviously, you want to avoid like the damn plague.
Yeah, I might go there one day. Dad's trip kind of stuff. But
oh my God, man, what a trip that was! But Orange Beach, really anywhere Orange Beach, you're gonna be fine, man. I mean, I haven't stayed. You said you said it was Turquoise Place. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That place is pretty dang nice, man.
It looks pretty nice.
Stayed there? You have stayed there?
No, we stayed at the Indigo on Perdido, which was really nice. But I spotted this place that looks like there might be a few more restaurants down that way. So
how far from the really the only place where you might get a little wild action is right at the end of the little strip at the hangout area, right down there at the very end. Man, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Down there in Gulf Shores.
So there is trouble within a few minutes drive.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Well, I mean,
I will avoid that area altogether.
Down at the end of the very end of 59 down there, and it's not trouble, but I mean, you might get a little keg stand, you might see a few boobs and shit like that. But and then of course, once you head to down the beach towards Pensacola, I don't know if you've ever been to the Floribama.
I loved it. Floribama. I can't wait to go there again.
Now, Floribama, by God, you will see some action.
They had 3 different bands playing at the same time.
Absolutely.
That's crazy, Maureen. You've never seen anything like it.
No, I guess not. I'm a lonely woman, remember?
The Floribama Lounge. I'll see you down there last week in March, Floribama.
I'll see you down. You let me know. You save my number. And let me
and we'll just drive around stopping in on HR departments and, hey, I left you a message. I said I was going to be here, and I'll try to practice that draw, too.
Or send them an email.
Do you get to call the HR people, do you get to call them honey and stuff down there?
We could do staffing for the damn thing.
Hey, honey.
Hey,
the Bible
I told you I was dropping by.
Is that the buckle? Is that what you call it down there, the buckle?
Where?
The buckle?
The buckle, the Bible buckle.
The Bible belt?
The Bible belt.
That's Oklahoma City, isn't it?
No, this is the Bible belt, but isn't that the Bible buckle down there?
The Bible,
belt buckle?
The Floribama Lounge is not anywhere near the Bible buckle, I can tell you that. Tell you what. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Okay,
so that
Brenda
turquoise
has a
is nice
question.
then. Okay, yeah, I think I'll...
Before we shoo him off,
yeah.
Brenda has a question. She wants to know where you're from.
Where I'm from?
Mhm.
I'm from. Well, I was born in Tennessee, but I'm from Alabama.
Okay, originally. What part of Alabama?
Huntsville,
Brenda.
Yeah.
I'm on
but
the
now I
line.
graduated.
Let me ask for the ladies. Rob, are you married?
I am not.
Okay, now.
I'm on the line. Can you hear me?
There's Brenda.
Hey, they're coming out of the woodwork now.
Yeah.
Hey,
are you on Tinder?
Because of that question, I was going to tell Maureen, Maureen, you come on down and I'll drive you over there, and we'll do the whole Panhandle beach.
Okay, maybe I'll come down late March. We'll go over and we'll meet the Albrights.
Yeah, and that's my birthday, so we'll just go celebrate.
There you go. Floribama Lounge, like a Wednesday night.
Dave, are you Aries? Are you an Aries?
Who, me? Not me. You're not talking to me.
No,
it's talking to Brenda.
My birthday, Brenda, are you?
No, Pisces. It's mid-March. And I know yours is the 7th. Okay. I know yours is April 7th because my husband is April 8th. So that's how I remember your birthday.
I got you. Mine's March the 24th, see, and I'm an Aries.
Oh, wow. Whole bunch of birthdays.
So we celebrate
wow.
Together,
it's getting hot in here.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just have an animal show down there.
Yeah.
Let's get it together.
Live on spot. Yeah.
Jerry, should we be adding what's your sign to the show as well?
What's your sign? Maybe. Maybe. I've got a question for Maureen. Maureen, animal has, and Rob, you're just now joining our wild, crazy community out here, but Animal's show and his Facebook group have been really going south lately.
Recruiters.
Okay.
That would be recruiters
That's no
online.
secret. That's no secret.
That's Jerry's opinion, but go ahead.
Oh, I get people PMing me all day long.
Oh, on the back channel,
yeah, all day long, all day. And I'm trying to help him out. But that's
the goodness of your heart. Okay.
That's a personal mission of mine. But welcome to our group, and I'll see you down at the Turquoise down there in a couple of weeks.
That's a great name.
We'll go out and hassle some HR departments. Sounds good.
Man, y'all hit me up anytime. It was a pleasure. I had a great time.
All right, man.
Good.
Great show. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you
Bye.
for coming.
Bye-bye.